The following is a presentation of Godaway Sports.
Well, good afternoon, early evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to North Olmsted High School. We have a little bit of a postponed game from, I would say, about a little less than a month ago, but still, it's North Olmsted, the Eagles. They are playing their baseball senior night against the Valley Forge Patriots. This is the second game of a back-to-back, home-to-home. So yesterday, it was North Olmsted just really cracking open the bats in the third inning in a 23-2 win against the Valley Forge Patriots. That was really the testament. It was only 3-2 heading into the third inning, but those 16 runs and 4 more added on in the fourth inning just really piled on. And actually, that game was called in the fourth inning because, according to Max Preps, I'm seeing that no scores, like it was just blank in the fifth inning. So a little bit of an early end to yesterday's game. Hopefully, Valley Forge will try to make this a better game today, as they are sitting winless at 0-13. North Olmsted at 8-11, and here is the senior night festivities going on right now. It's a kind of a warm day, but the breeze is starting to kick up a little bit. 87 degrees right now out here on the west side of Cleveland. It looks like we only have one lone senior. One lone senior. He is playing left field today. That is number 3, Cody Schneed. And this is why we started a little bit early at 4:45 to recognize our lone senior who is standing right there at third base. So this is going to be a bittersweet moment for Cody Schneed. And here we go.
The North Olmsted Board of Education, staff, administrators, and the student body would like to recognize our senior for his participation. Appreciate your years of dedication and sacrifice to the baseball program and your school. Thank you to our North Olmsted Eagle Boosters for providing flowers and a keepsake picture taken by Kavanaugh Photography. Now for the introduction of our senior. Senior, Cody Schneid. Cody wears number 3 for the Eagles and plays second base. He is escorted by mother Christine, dad Joe, brother Jake, and sister Audrey. During his time in North Olmsted, Cody has been a member of the baseball team, the golf team, ski club, key club, and NHS. His favorite memory from baseball was messing around on the bus rides to and from the games and having the opportunity to do the list and defeating state-ranked North Ridgeville. His
So there you have it, Cody Schneid for the North Olmsted Eagles playing left field today here in his last home game as an Eagle. So North Olmsted just trying to close this season out strong. As mentioned, it was a dominant victory at Valley Forge yesterday, a 23-2 victory. And it looked 3-2 victory. And it didn't look that way for the first 2 innings, but North Olmsted, their offense was roaring with 16 runs in the third inning. And as North Olmsted currently sitting 3-10 in the CWC, but they are not in last. They are, like, I would say third to last, 6th place. This is a North Olmsted team currently on a 2-game winning streak. So the other day on Saturday at Vermilion, they were able to pile on a 6-2 victory over the Sailors, and this 2-game winning streak is pretty much compacted by what was previously a 5-game losing streak with some tough losses to Normandy 17-13 and 7-4, and a shutout loss at Lakewood, and a blowout loss against Lakewood, and another shutout defeat to Brookside. So things were not really going hot in that 5-game losing streak for the Eagles. But the senior, Cody Schneid, coming in with a batting average of 0.275 to lead the team. But as this Eagle team heading in, led by Coach Keith Sandy, talking to the umpire right now, it's all about just trying to find a way to just end strong. And it looks like they do have a tournament game against Solon coming up. So that tournament game will definitely be a testament to what North Olmsted will have to bring to the bats. But they are 8-11, and let's take a look at that matchup. So they do have a very good, legitimate shot of beating Solon in that first round tournament game. So Solon with a record of 6-14-2 according to Max Preps. So this is definitely East Side school that could come all the way out here to North Olmsted. As I'm looking at some games right now, they tie with West Geauga. They tie with Wadsworth. So a team 6-14-2. This North Olmsted team really could put together a very solid game in that tournament game. But first things first, got to get through this last regular season game against the Valley Forge Patriots. Now, North Olmsted is not a team that's really known for home runs. Obviously, in high school baseball, it's kind of a little harder to hit it over the fence. And this is actually quite closer to center field. The distance to center field is 375 feet. Now, if you go downtown to Cleveland, the Guardians have their center field dotted at 410 feet. Let's see what they can do. North Olmsted led by just the running attack of guys like Luis Batista. Luis Batista has 17 runs coming into tonight, as well as Anthony D'Alessandro coming in with 15 runs, and Brett Zada with 14 runs. Now, this was a North Olmsted team that's able to compile 13 hits yesterday compared to just 2 from Valley Forge. Guy who could really crack his bat open is D'Alessandro with 16 hits to lead the team. Jack Berger with 12 hits, as well as Edward Peralta with 12 hits. We are just about 6 minutes from first pitch, by the way, as Coach Keith Sandy is meeting at home plate with the umpires. So hopefully North Olmsted could probably put together a very good, at least first 5 innings. That game did end in 4 innings yesterday, so Valley Forge definitely going to come in angry and fired up after what was a just very tough setback. Now they are dead last in the CWC. Valley Forge is at 0-11. And looking at these games, the closest one, if that, was a 7-6 defeat to Bay Village. That was their only loss by a single digits, by the way. All these other 13 games have been either shutouts or just blowout losses by double digits. So this Valley Forge team going to be led by the batting average of Sean Frank with a 0.429 batting average. So it's not that they do not have the batting power. It's just that they have a tough time just finding a way to just get home. Just got to clear the bases. That's kind of like, ironically, something that the Cleveland Guardians struggle with, especially this early in the season. So it's not like you're the only one who doesn't deal with it. But 4:56 right now as your starting pitcher, Jack Berger, heading up to the plate. Actually, the pitcher's mound for North Olmsted. Getting some practice pitches in with his catcher, Brett Zada. And your leadoff batter here for the Valley Forge Patriots is Nelson Cruz. So glad to have you with us here on Godaway Sports. Noah Ricks, your play-by-play announcer. And my apologies for not introducing myself a little bit sooner. But we are just about ready to start this action in the second game of a home-to-home series between the North Olmsted Eagles and the Valley Forge Patriots. And we just want to remind you that this broadcast is copyrighted by Godaway Broadcasting Company, LLC, for the private use of our audience. Any use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or other accounts of the game without Godaway Broadcasting Company's consent is prohibited. So definitely a little bit of a humidity in the forecast, as I am just trying to keep myself hydrated with some water. Thankfully, we do have a little bit of a hose spigot to our left by the batting cages. But this game should be starting just a little bit early, ahead of schedule, as Cruz going to head up to home plate. A few more pitches for Jack Berger. And Jack Berger, if I'm not mistaken, I do remember him from football season. And now, Cruz steps up to the plate for the Valley Forge Patriots, trying to shake off yesterday's 21-point defeat. So here comes Berger. First pitch, 458, ball one. And we are underway from the west side of Cleveland. 86 degrees game time temperature. And now the 1-0 here, and gonna count it in at strike one. 1-1 your count for Jack Berger. So this is just a little bit of a warm-up game for both teams. Doesn't really matter much for standings, as that's a foul ball for 1-2. But Valley Forge looks like they have a tournament date set. They had to go all the way down to North Canton, where they will take on the Hoover Vikings. 5 p.m. on May 26th, just over a week from now. Actually, just exactly a week from now, if you think about it, 168 hours. And the count is even at 2-2. It's funny, I think of 168 hours, that one episode from SpongeBob had a pre-hibernation. For those of you who kind of grew up on SpongeBob. But now a full count. Here are the first at bat for Jack Berger and Nelson Cruz. And a foul that hits the fence. A little bit of a longer one here. Nevertheless, Berger still facing the full count, and taking time is Nelson Cruz stepping off the plate. And unfortunately, we do not have our cameraman, Donald Van Horn, and we do wish Donald the best of it. And it's a strike. Strike three, he's out of there. So that is your first strikeout here for Jack Berger. One down here in the top of the first inning. And apologies for some technical difficulties. Apparently, my computer is running a little bit on the slow side here today. I got to count that for ball number 1. And I've never seen my computer act like this before. So 1-0. Now your batter, Evan Tapp, number 18. And here it comes. Now it's 2-0. So now Jack Berger, after a really grueling first at bat, now has his count at 3 balls and no strikes. Now here it comes, trying to get it going, and strike number 1 is finally the counted. Hello, everybody. So we apologize for some technical difficulties. Apparently, my computer was just acting up on me, and trying to get this scoreboard rallied back up. We welcome you back here on Godaway Sports. Noah Richter, play-by-play announcer. Yeah, I'm having some trouble here, so just bear with me for a second. But it is 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning between North Olmsted and Valley Forge. This is the second game of a home-to-home series. And North Olmsted just really dominated that game yesterday at Valley Forge by a final score of 23 runs to 2. Hopefully, yeah, our video was very, very laggy, and that was the reason we had to restart this whole computer. So hopefully nothing else bad happens out of it. But 2 away, as mentioned. So we did have some batters come up, as this is now Edward Peralta, the right fielder, at the batting plate. Luis Bautista, Anthony D'Alessandro, and Jack Berger led things off for the Eagles, and the count stays at 1-2 after the foul ball. So hopefully this stays like this for the rest of the game. And now your starting pitcher at the plate for Valley Forge, Evan Tapp, number 18. His payoff pitch hanging in low for ball number 2. Yes, we are going much better. So once again, we thank you for your patience. And strike 3 out of there. So that will do it here for actually the bottom of the first inning. And it wasn't the top of the first inning, guys. We will head into inning number 2. It is no score between Valley Forge and North Olmsted. You are watching Godaway Sports. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I apologize greatly for the technical difficulties. Maybe it's apparently there have been some talks about just whether or not really just being our friend. Of course, Mother Nature has not been our friend for quite some time, especially throughout the entire course of 2026. But now, up at the batting plate is Chase Haug. So we've had 7 batters go up before him for North Olmsted: Luis Batista, Anthony D'Alessandro, Jack Berger, Edward Peralta, and swinging and missing is Haug. And now the count is at 2-2. We're glad to have you with us here on Godaway Sports. And once again, thank you for your patience. Now the count is even at 2-2. And that is a good step off the plate. 2 out, actually. Here, so it's actually still 2-2. And now here comes a high pop-up. That is going just past the infield and caught by number 7, Nelson Cruz. And that will do it here for what appears to be, if I'm correct, the bottom of the 3rd inning. No, excuse me, that is actually the end of the 2nd inning. So, took us some time to finally get some bugs out of our system. But we will be back here after this short break. You are watching Godaway Sports. We are back here on Godaway Sports in top of the 3rd inning, and things are starting to look better here on our side as number 13, Ashina Scarborough. Number 13 heading up to the batting plate to lead things off. He's actually last in the lineup here. So it's just sitting in low for ball number 1. But this is your lineup here for Valley Forge. Still no score in the top of the 3rd inning, so you haven't really missed a lot of action here, at least in terms of the scoreboard, and that is going to be ball number 2. But once again, here's your lineup for Valley Forge. Your lineup for Valley Forge is Nelson Cruz, Evan Tapp, Sean Frank, Carlos Santana, Caleb Scarborough, Nolan Orlowski, Miles Wisniewski, Kyle Kalinowski, and Ashton Scarborough, who is currently at the plate right now. And now 2-2 your official count. And now your pitcher, Jack Berger, his payoff pitch. Strike 3, he is out. And out number 1 here in the top of the 3rd inning. And what has been fairly a lot closer here compared to yesterday. As restarting the lineup is Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz playing second base today for the Patriots. Now here it comes. Just hanging in outside for ball number 1. But it was 86 degrees game time temperature. Your first pitch was actually at 4:58, so 2 minutes ahead of schedule. It's currently 5:41 here in the top of the third. So this game going on a little bit longer. That second inning did take a little bit longer and even up the count at 1-1 off of strike number 1. Yeah, here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. Now Jack Berger. Can he do it again? No, this is going to be a foul outside the fence going in. Short of the woods, but out into the grass. Here comes in, hanging outside for 2-2. And it looks like the catcher a little slow to get up. That is Brett Zada. Oh, Brett Zada not getting up at all. Brett Zada in some pain right now. It looks like we will step aside while they attend to the injured catcher.
Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics. If you are interested in advertising with a company who is dedicated to covering our communities around the clock, then we encourage you to scan the QR code on screen or follow the link below to get your feet in on the ground floor and become a partner with Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away. Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics. If you are interested in advertising with a company who is dedicated to covering our communities around the clock, then we encourage you to scan the QR code on screen or follow the link below to get your feet in on the ground floor and become a partner with Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away. Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics. If you are interested in advertising with a company who is dedicated to covering our communities around the clock, then we encourage you to scan the QR code on screen or follow the link below to get your feet in on the ground floor and become a partner with Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away.
So back here in the top of the third, 2-2 count right now with one away here. So Brett Zada was not getting up. He tried to get up, the catcher, and he just cannot get out of that pain. So looks like we have a new catcher in place for him. Number 4, Chase Haug. And now Nelson Cruz stepping back up to the plate. We have 2 balls and 2 strikes. So looking to attend Brett Zada. Looks like in the dugout. And here comes the pitch, the payoff pitch. And no, it's going to be 3-2. So no score here in the top of the third inning. This game has kind of been going on a little bit longer than usual. And here comes a base hit. This is going to be Nelson Cruz getting onto the bag, and Valley Forge playing tough and being nimble. You can tell they really had a bitter taste in their mouth from yesterday after that 23-2 loss. But now Tap stepping up to the plate for the second time today. Tap here, starting pitcher here for the Valley Forge Patriots. Valley Forge currently sitting at 0-13, dead last in the CWC. North Olmsted sitting at 6th place in the CWC with a conference record of 3-10, 8-11 overall. Quick throw back to first base. Now here comes the pitch in. Outside for ball 1. And actually look at, you can see here a little bit, trying to get that 3 into the picture. They did a stencil just for the senior, number 3, Cody Schneid. They have a number 3 behind home plate just for him. kind of a really fun celebration here. Has the bunt for strike one. It's not every day. It's not every school you see them stenciling a number just for their senior behind home plate. So Coach Keith Sandy and the administration here at North Olmsted, you got to give them a lot of props. Really first class athletics program here out on the west side of Cleveland. And now the 1-2. The run back to first almost got him. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Once or twice. But now Jack Berger. And swing and a miss, trying to get them at second, but he's going to be safe, Nelson Cruz. So 2 away as Nelson Cruz safe on second. That is your potential go-ahead run as Sean Frank trying to be. And looks like they got a little tip of that, but the count is even anyway at 1-1. Sean Frank still awaiting this pitch. Jack Berger. And that is going to be outside. So Sean Frank, his count is in his favor at 2-1. Jack Berger. Once again, that's another sailing one. Now, 3 balls and 1 strike. John Frank looking to draw this walk. And way outside, ball 4, and now Sean Frank is going to take the base as Valley Forge is well within scoring position here in the top of the 3rd inning with 2 away. Now Carlos Santana stepping up and now taking time, and Coach Keith Sandy trying to calm down Jack Berger at the pitcher's mound. It seemed like a pitching change right now, so this is just a little bit of a huddle, a little bit of a pep talk. So this is a North Olmsted team. Right now, 3 games below 500 at 8-11. Have a tournament date set against Solon. Very winnable game against the Comets. Comets from the east side of Cleveland. But now here comes Carlos Santana with 2 away and trying to get his team to the bag. And here it goes into the field of play. There goes Nelson Cruz. It's off his glove, and Nelson Cruz is trying to head home. Let's see. He slides. He is safe. So count that as an RBI for Carlos Santana. Carlos Santana makes it a 1-0 Valley Forge game in the top of the 3rd. So runners, the positions stay at 1st and 2nd, but The RBI from Carlos Santana really opened it up a notch. Great strong start. Took them a little over 3 innings. But now, Nolan Orlowski coming up to the plate for Valley Forge. And it's hanging high, pop up, and oh, did he catch that? No, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did. So, I didn't think he caught that, but looks like he did. But Valley Forge. Bottom of the 3rd inning here in North Olmsted. North Olmsted sees themselves behind 1-0 against the Valley Forge Patriots thanks to an RBI in the top of the 3rd from Carlos Santana. It was a 1-run single from Santana. As number 10, Brady Lane at the batter's plate, the lefty. Looks like we are running fine now after some hiccups throughout the first 2 innings of play. Almost first 2 innings of play. But now the 0-2, and great effort here from Valley Forge. As mentioned, we had the game yesterday where North Olmsted just really cracked open with a 16-run 3rd inning. So definitely very angry after that. Looks like that is going to be strike number 3, and count that for a strikeout for Evan Tapp. Now, restarting the batting order is Luis Bautista, number 2 for North Olmsted, playing center field here today. And that is going to be strike number 1. Looks like hanging it a little low, but he just got it inside the batter's box. And the wind's starting to pick up. That's a good sign. And strike number 2. You can definitely tell North Olmsted is trying to think about swinging for the outfield. And almost took a swing at it, but backed off just in the nick of time. 1-2 your count for Luis Bautista. The payoff pitch is in there for strike 3. 2 consecutive strikeouts for Tapp, trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning. Here comes Anthony D'Alessandro. So we thank you for watching this on our YouTube page. You can find us on our Instagram, and you can find us on Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook at Godaway Sports. 1-0 your count. And now tapping. Here comes a foul ball. We are well over an hour in. First pitch was at 4:57. We are only in the bottom of the 3rd. That 2nd inning took a little longer than usual. And out there for 2-1. Now here comes trying to even up the count. It's a foul outside the line. Nowhere near that line, to be exact. Now here comes another payoff pitch coming, as the count is even. Here it comes, and right there for out number 3. That was a nice, superb catch by Nelson Cruz, who had that run in the top of the 3rd inning. But we are heading to inning number 4. Valley Forge still leads North Olmsted 1-0.
Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Godaway Broadcasting Company, LLC, for the private use for audience. Any use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or other accounts of the game without Godaway Broadcasting Company's consent is prohibited. So, Nolan Orlowski going to lead off to start the fourth inning for the Valley Forge Patriots. We're able to get on the board in the top of the third inning thanks to Carlos Santana's one-run single. Strike number one. Jack Berger still out there at the pitcher's mound after what was a very rough third inning on his end, and looks like that could be another base hit. Orlowski trying to get there in time. He will get there in time. So count that as a base hit for Orlowski with a single. And now looks like Wisniewski coming back out. Miles Wisniewski, the DH here for Valley Forge. Valley Forge trying to take home victory number one of the campaign. That is what is in their mindset right now. Just get win number one. No one out, and here comes the high ball one. But Jack Berger, yes, we do remember him from football as well as a guy, Luis Batista and Chase Howe. We have some football players coming out here for baseball, of course. Those two sports similar and kind of like just agility and just acceleration, especially with a wide receiver-like position. Not saying that they were wide receivers when they played football in the fall, but it requires the same kind of agility and acceleration to get on base as it is to try to burst down the field of play. And that is a high pop-up into left field. And that is going to be in the field of play. How about that? Orlowski heading to third base. Count that as a double. How about a nice little double? I thought, oh, that might have went past the fence, but count that as a double for the DH, Miles Wisniewski. Runners at second and third just trying to open it up here in the fourth inning. So Valley Forge in scoring position yet again, as it's Kyle Kalinowski, number 26. Valley Forge has the game's lone run right now and could be outside for ball one. Jack Berger. His pitching count increasing. Looks like his stamina may be decreasing. And that is going to be low. The catcher, Chase Howell, kind of had to reach out for his glove, reach his glove out to get that one between, just kept it in front of his legs. Now off the 2-0, it's 2-1 now, strike one. Good pitch by Jack Berger. And looks like the nice little curveball is in there for strike two. So 2-2. Here comes the payoff for Berger. And that is going into the outfield. Could be a sac fly upcoming. And looks like he's going to stay at third. Oh, no, he's off. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication. Can they get there in time? No, they can't. So I believe you're going to count that as an error for North Olmsted, as Nolan Orlowski safe at home. Valley Forge takes a 2-0 lead. And it looks like this is pitching change time for Jack Berger. Coach Keith Sandy heading up to the pitcher's mound. Looks like his night will be done after 3 1/3 of an inning. So we'll be back here after this pitching warm-up. You are watching Godaway Sports.
Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics.
So the pitching change here for North Olmsted after Jack Berger pitched 3 1/3 inning. And fair ball. No. Oh, looks like that rolled just outside. So 0-1 your count. Just one away here in the top of the fourth inning. Runner in scoring position at third base. That is number 22, Miles Wisniewski. I thought that was a fair ball for a brief second, and this could be a fair ball. And it is. There we go. So that will count as an RBI for Ashton Scarborough. And Wisniewski safe at home. That is a one-run double, making it a 3-0 Patriot lead. So Nelson Cruz at the plate again. Nelson Cruz had the game's opening run for Valley Forge in the top of the third. Oh, he had to duck back a little bit. Ball number 1. Gonna hang outside. No. Took him a minute, but he got the strike one call. Pitch there and foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now here comes, that was a bit of a payoff pitch. Is he safe? Is he safe at third? No! No, he is out. He is out. What a nice little adjustment there. Jack Berger had to go to third base after he got pulled from the pitcher's mound. And he gets the out at third base. So the adjustment here by Coach Keith Sandy is paying off. And we also forgot to mention your new pitcher is Luca LaRue, also another player we saw during football season. And another duck there for Nelson Cruz, making it was now a full count at 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that's a high one going to left field, far left field, and that is going to be caught for the third out. So, halfway through, North Olmsted has some work to do. They are 3 runs down. They trail the Valley Forge Patriots 3-0. You are watching Godaway Sports. So we are starting the bottom half of the 4th inning from the west side of Cleveland. North Olmsted has some work to do. They are down 3 runs against the winless Valley Forge Patriots. Valley Forge looking for revenge after what was a tough one yesterday out in Parma. And Jack Berger leading things off to start the bottom of the 4th inning, and looks like a strike one there. Evan Tapp still at the pitcher's mound for the Patriots. 1-1. The official count now after what was a ball on that last pitch, and here it comes. Not budging, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Once again, no. You can see this. Every umpire has their own style of calling the balls and the strikes, and this umpire just trying to use the best of his judgment. He's just using his best judgment, and he's out of there for strike 3. Jack Berger is struck out here in the bottom of the 4th. And it looks like number 1 heading up to the plate, Edward Peralta. So yeah, you can definitely tell what really set off Jack Berger in that at-bat was him not swinging that bat. He did not swing at all. And it looks like that ball we saw in the 2nd inning is still up there. But it was a foul ball. This was a different ball, by the way. It looks like that will maybe be a base hit. No, he's out. Good connection to get that 2nd out. Valley Forge is playing a heck of a game right now as the lone senior, Cody Schneid. And you can see the fans behind me cheering on their lone senior here on senior night. And that is a wild one for 1-0. That is going to be on ball 2 for 2 balls, no strikes. So North Olmsted 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's high. So Cody Schneid doesn't even have to swing the bat here. Good eye here from Schneid. And that's going to be ball four. So Cody Schneid, the senior, on senior night, going to draw this walk. With two away here in the bottom of the fourth. And that was actually a perfect at bat for him. No strikes at all. So I don't think it's Brett Zada out there because he was injured. He was next in the lineup. But we do have a substitute in place for him, Bryce Laser. 1-0. So yes, looks like Brett Zada's night is done. After he tried to get up, looks like he was holding his legs there in that third inning. Here it comes, and outside for ball two. Now off to 2-0. Good eye there. He saying like, hold on a second. But it's 3-0. These last two at bats. 7 balls, no strikes. And strike. Oh, he was getting ready to take the base. Very confident he was going to take that base, but now he just got called for strike one. He has to head back there with a 3-1 count. And this time he can easily take the base. So the last two bats have now been 8 balls and 1 strike. These last 9 pitches have just been the worst case scenario here for Valley Forge. Looks like the coach here for Valley Forge, Mitchell Heidel, going to head up to the pitcher's mound. Either a pitching change or just a pitching pet top. Once again, we thank you for watching Godaway Sports here and what could be our final broadcast of the 2025 to 26 season. We are trying to expand some things a little bit in the Godaway realm with not just calling live sports, but we are trying to do some entertainment things on our YouTube page. So stay tuned. The best is yet to come. And more than likely, we'll be back out for the fall for the 2026 to 27 sports season, not just in high school, but we also have the Cleveland Samba here on the west side of town, North Olmsted actually. They play their home games at the Soccer Sportsplex. So if you're interested in watching some Cleveland Samba games, don't feel afraid to come out and support the Samba, who are most recently coming off a national playoff appearance. And outside for what appears to be 2-0. But yes, all you North Olmsted faithful who are unaware of the Samba, come out and support your Samba. It looks like that count was changed to 1-1, no, 3-0. Scoreboard had to be adjusted a couple times, and now 3 balls and no strikes. Strike number 1. So you're thinking about it. 13 pitches and just only 2 strikes. The last 13 pitches for Tap. And now, actually, the last 14 pitches is 3 strikes, but this is a full count at 3-2. Can he put it away here? Yes, he can. So Tap successfully closes out that fourth inning. Gets another shutout inning to his resume. His night most likely done. His arm is definitely getting tired after his pitching count has been increasing. But end of 4 here in North Olmsted. It is Valley Forge 3. North Olmsted, nothing. Start of inning number 5 here from the west side of Cleveland as the Valley Forge Patriots back up to bats, leading 3-0 against the North Olmsted Eagles. These last 2 innings have accounted for the game's first 3 runs overall and for Valley Forge after picking up 2 more in the 4th inning. And it looks like that is going to be a foul ball off of Tap, original starting pitcher. And this is going to be your first full inning for pitcher coming in and out of the bullpen for North Olmsted, Luca LaRue, who originally was slated in the lineup at third base. And now Tap could be a base hit, but he's going to throw there. That is Cody Schneid now at third base. So Cody Schneid, the senior, how about that? He is able to get out number 1, a nice throw from corner to corner. So 1 away here in the top of the 5th. As Sean Frank back at the plate. Now here comes that first pitch coming in, clocking in at ball 1. So 2 teams, they're both in the bottom half of the standings of the CWC. But North Olmsted having the better conference record and being 2 spots ahead of Valley Forge. Conference record for North Olmsted is 3-10. Valley Forge sitting at 0-11. Off the 2-0 and strike 1. Looks like he did take a swing of the bat. So now 2 balls and 1 strike here. Outside, ball number 3. And getting it in there. He did get it in there. Yes, we do have a huge crowd on at least behind me and to my left. A good student body coming out here for North Olmsted, and foul. It has some good distance to it. the corners here, the distance to the right field corner and the left field corner, 325 feet. 375 feet to center field. And that is into the dirt. Can he get there in time? No, it is well over it. Now he's going to take second off of an error. And count it out. Count it out. They got her there at second base. So, an error nullified. They are able to redeem themselves. Make it 2 away here in the top of the 5th as North Olmsted trying to bat on a little bit of a comeback here. And now Carlos Santana. Coming back up to the plate, who had an RBI to his resume. Out there, and you can definitely tell Valley Forge with nothing left to lose here in this season. Sitting winless right now. You can't even say, you could say desperation, but this is just finding what kind of team they are, despite the record. So now 2-0 the count. And out there, ball 3. So what's crucial here for Valley Forge, these next 3 innings, is they can find a way to get some more runners on base and then get the ball into the outfield a little bit. That could really do something and really wreak some havoc. As that's going to be ball 4, and Carlos Santana going to take his base. Here he comes, number 12, Caleb Scarborough. Clocked in today at left field. Coming back out. Valley Forge still leading 3-0, 2 away, runner at first. Hanging out there for ball 1. Now off the 1-0, Luca LaRue. It's going to be counted for. Ball number 2. And a quick throw from Chase Hogg to first base. Chase Hogg, your catcher in place of Brett Zada. Scarborough stepping up, trying to get his bunt. No, he steps off. They're going to call it ball 3. Now the left-handed batter. Going to try to draw a walk. No, he's going to step up to bunt and once again walks off, but it's going to be strike number 1. Now Luca LaRue. And he gets it into the field of play. That is what Valley Forge. So it's when their backs are against the wall. This is something you're seeing from Valley Forge. When their backs are against the wall, they find a way to explode and come at you when you least expect it. And that is why they have that 3-0 lead right now. In there for strike 1. Now off the 1-1. Ooh, it hit him. It hit him. So now bases are loaded. Off the beanball. Now Wisniewski coming up to the plate, and now Chase Howell going to have a chat with his pitcher, Luca LaRue. So right now it's 6:35 here in the top of the 5th inning. And Valley Forge, if North Olmsted can't capitalize here, if North Olmsted can't hold their own, then they're in trouble. Oh, once again, that's just utterly ridiculous. Hit him twice off the beam ball, and now Valley Forge leading 4-0 off of that. Looks like we may have another pitching change. So look at LaRue. He's heading back to the dugout. North Olmsted it's just not been that kind of night so far. Top of the 5th inning. And giving up 4 runs and 2 consecutive beanballs, hit balls. Valley Forge taking advantage of just key lapses from North Olmsted. And now we have a new pitcher at the plate, at the mound, Brady Lane. Brady Lane was cashed in today at first base. But this is now your 3rd pitcher coming in. 2nd pitcher from the bullpen. As coming back up to the plate is Kalinowski, 2 away. And like I said, if North Olmsted can't find a way to get out of this inning unscathed, then they are in deep trouble. As Kalinowski waiting to head up here and some practice pitches for Brady Lane. But we just want to remind you that this broadcast is copyrighted by Gotaway Broadcasting Company, LLC, for the private use for our audience. Any use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or other accounts of the game without Gotaway Broadcasting Company's consent is prohibited. So out here on the west side of Cleveland, and what has been a beautiful day, a humid one, but a beautiful one. 86 degrees at game time. First pitch was at 4:57. It's just that long, grueling season of baseball. You got to think right now that you don't even have the bulk of the struggles in that teams like the Cleveland Guardians deal with on a yearly basis. As the Guardians only in their 2nd full month of play. A season that spans 6 to 8 months, 6 to 7 months maybe, depending on however you splice it, with the World Series ending in early November. Obviously, most of these kids probably won't make the major league level. It's just something to think about. You don't have nowhere near as grueling of a schedule as an MLB team. Consider playing 162 games in just a 6-month span and just a 22 game schedule here for a high school team. In about a span of about maybe 2.5 months of that. Maybe not even. So 2-2. Now the count is even. Kalinowski. Brady Lane trying to get his payoff pitch here. And his team trailing 4-0. Steps. Actually, leans a little back, Kalinowski. 3-2. And the full count. What's it going to be? Ball 4. He's just going to head home. So that is another run walked in. And now Valley Forge. You wouldn't have thought they would lead 5-0 here in the 5th inning coming into tonight. But they do it right now. They are doing it right now. Unexpected. But that's what Valley Forge wants. They want to play the underdog. They want to flip the script. 1-0. Keep in mind, you have bases still loaded. So these 4 guys can cash in some runs. It would be a 9-0 game. So North Olmsted has to keep in mind that right now. And Nelson Cruz also on deck. A game is called if a team is winning by 10 or more runs after 5, so North Olmsted has to be careful here. Just trying to get this coveted 3rd out. Now 2-1 your count here, and another foul evens up the count. And trying to finally put it away here is Brady Lane. And the pitch. Here it comes. No. He's going to stay at 3rd. And he's out. Took a second, but they're going to call him out on the strikeout. So, North Olmsted sees themselves in an even bigger hole after giving up 2 more runs. They now trail 5-0 heading into the bottom of inning number 5.
Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics. If you are interested in advertising with a company who is dedicated to covering our communities around the clock, then we encourage you to scan the QR code on screen or follow the link below to get your feet in on the ground floor and become a partner with Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away.
Start of the bottom half of the fifth inning as North Olmsted trailing 5-0, trying to come back here, but with the fielding and batting of Valley Forge, going to be a tough challenge as Chase Hogg gets called for strike number 1, and now Evan Tapp still out there. Here comes a potential base hit. It is a base hit. So here comes Chase Hogg, getting things going for North Olmsted. So Chase Hogg with a nice base hit single. And now, number 15, Kyle Allen, heading up to the plate. Looks like he is playing in place of the pitcher, Brady Lane, who Brady Lane was originally last in the lineup when he was at first base to start. Here comes the quick throw. And now, hanging in for strike 1. Another quick throw, and 1-1. No one out here. Ball 2. 2-1 your count. That is ball 3. So a nice strong start here for North Olmsted, trying to draw the walk, trying to get themselves on base yet again. Which they do. And here they go. Oh, they're going to call it a strike. But nevertheless, Chase Hogg will steal second. And now it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And now Evan Tapp trying to put it away here. No, he won't. Ball number 4, and now runners on first and second. North Olmsted trying to put on the comeback as number 2, Luis Bautista, going to restart the batting order. This is his 3rd trip to the plate here tonight. And now here comes the coach here for Valley Forge. Looks like we may have a pitching change on tap. As Evan Tapp, he was kind of getting tired in the 4th inning. Or maybe this could be just another pep talk. Not sure what is going on. Looks like there'll be a lot of decisions going to be made here. And yes, looks like his night is done. So, pitch and change here on Godaway Sports. We'll be back after this.
Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics. If you are interested in advertising with a company who is dedicated to covering our communities around the clock, then we encourage you to scan the QR code on screen or follow the link below to get your feet in on the ground floor and become a partner with Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away.
So a new pitcher in for Valley Forge, and here comes a bunt. That is into the field of play. They have to throw it to first in time. Oh, I believe he is safe. Holy smokes. How about some nice, superb base running? Luis Bautista safe at first, and now everyone is safe at all the bases. Anthony D'Alessandro, strike one. Bases loaded. North Olmsted needing to capitalize here with no outs. They could definitely get a run or two, maybe even three, maybe even four. You never know. Here it goes into the field of play. In there. That is going to score. That is going to score. Chase Haug. RBI single makes it 5-1. Anthony D'Alessandro gets North Olmsted's first run of the game. Bases still loaded, still no one out. As Jack Berger at the plate here for the Eagles. Outside there for ball number one. Hanging in low. Ball number two. Oh no. It says 1-2 on the scoreboard. So and outside. So North Olmsted trailing by 4 runs. And here it goes. Oh, did he catch that? But it doesn't matter. That is going to score another run. So number 15, Kyle Allen, gets the score in. They're going to count that as a sac fly for Jack Berger. Jack Berger gets his first RBI of the night. And now 5-2 is your score. Runners on first and second, still nobody out. Actually, one out. But nevertheless, runners stealing second and third. This has been the best inning North Olmsted has played all night, as it's Cody Schneid. It's that one away here. Left corner at third base hit. Top of the diamond at second base. Foul. Full one is your count. Pitch. 1-1. Just trying to get in there. And he's going to steal home. He is sliding in, and he is safe. 3 unanswered runs here in the bottom of the 5th by North Olmsted after a nice, superb steal by Anthony D'Alessandro. And they now trail 5-3. Runners still at second and third. North Olmsted might even take the lead here in this fifth inning with the way things are going right now. Just one out and a 2-1 count for Cody Schneid. Into the field of play. They're going to stay there. No! They're going to throw. He's out. So they're going to count that in as the double play. But North Olmsted gets 3 important runs here in the fifth inning. They still are trailing the Valley Forge Patriots 5-3 heading into inning number 6.
Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics. If you are interested in advertising with a company who is dedicated to covering our communities around the clock, then we encourage you to scan the QR code on screen or follow the link below to get your feet in on the ground floor and become a partner with Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away.
Nelson Cruz going to lead off this 6th inning, and there's some behind the clouds right now as 6:58 right now. This game is just past the 2-hour mark. So this game going to go probably until about maybe I would say 7:30, give or take. Maybe even a little earlier than that, but nevertheless, start of the 6th inning, and that is going to be in there for strike number 1. And now Nelson Cruz. Sitting at 0-1. And the pitch, Nelson Cruz, will get thrown out. So a quick first out here to start this 6th inning. Now coming up to the plate is Braden Kuhn, originally a substitute for Valley Forge. One away here and down the middle. Brady Lane. Starting pitcher here for, actually, no, not your starting pitcher, your third pitcher here for North Olmsted. Got it in there again. Strike 2. The way North Olmsted has really clicked it up a notch. They're trying to go for the lead in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and a strikeout accounted for Brady Lane. So now Sean Frank, number 32, back at the plate with 2 away. Better late than never here for North Olmsted. Here comes Frank. And a throw, nice throw. It's off the glove. What would have ended a half inning. Now it's going to count. Error for North Olmsted. Safe at first is Sean Frank. So now runner safe at first in Carlos Santana. Back to the plate for Valley Forge. Here comes the steal of second. Can I get there in time? No. Just safe at second. Wasn't in time. 0-1 your count. Santana trying to get his runner in scoring position. Strike number 2, and trying to get your payoff pitch here to end this inning is Brady Lane. Here comes the payoff pitch. They're going to tag him. So the tag up is unsuccessful for Carlos Santana. And a quick inning here for North Olmsted, trying to take the lead in the bottom of the 6th, but they still trail 5-3. Bottom of the 6th, going to lead off for North Olmsted is Bryce Laser, number 7, as a new pitcher here for Valley Forge. Number 88, Nolan Orlowski. Nolan Orlowski started today playing third base. But now Valley Forge trying to hold on, trying to get victory number 1. But they have another inning and a half. Try to hold on to it. North Olmsted exploded for 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Now here it comes. Oh, it's into the field play. That baby is into the field of play. So here he goes. How about that? Bryce Laser with a nice little strong single into left field. You are seeing a comeback here for the ages, and My apologies for that camera jumping off. Maybe loosen it just a tad bit too much. But here it comes. Runner at second. Your potential tying run. Luca LaRue at the plate. 1-0. And outside for ball 2. Outside for ball 3. And the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Thunderstorms were supposed to come into the area around maybe 7 or 8. So hopefully we can get this off before the storm comes in. And that's ball 4. And he's going to steal third. So runners at the corners with no one out. And now here comes Chase Howe with North Olmsted leading, actually trailing 5-3. Now your potential go-ahead run is at the plate. Your tying run is at first. Steps onto the plate. He throws. Just safe. A little bit of dust picking up. Here comes the bunt. They're going to throw to second. And he got him out. So staying at third. He's staying at third. One away. Now bottom of the 6th. Throw here and outside again. Now it's just down to your potential tying run. As Bryce Laser still safe at third. Here it comes. Gets it in, evens up the count at 1-1. Here it comes as a base hit. That will score. That will score Laser, and that will count as a 1-run single for Chase Howe. North Olmsted has come back from behind. They were trailing 5-0 heading into the bottom of the 5th, but they now trail just 5-4. A nice comeback after a very unexpected start. The 3rd and the 5th inning, Valley Forge was really having the momentum. But now North Olmsted has momentum, potential go-ahead run. At the plate, your tying run at first. Strike 1. Comes a throw. And another one, but it's a strike. So North Olmsted, these last 2 innings have played their best ball here tonight, to say the least. And here comes the throw, the second. Can they get them out again? No. He's safe at second, your tie run. Here comes off the 1-2, and foul. And they're going to count him, strike 3 out. And now, number 2, Luis Bautista, heading back up to the plate. Your tie run still at second base. Oh, 1 your count. Get it in there for strike 2 with a chance to put away the inning. Nolan Orlowski. And this could really set up for a very dramatic 7th inning. Steps off the plate. Trying to get the payoff pitch in. Too low. Ball 1. Here comes a high pop-up. That's another one. Foul. So yes, your special weather statement has been issued near your location until 8:15. That is what I'm seeing right now on my weather radar. And ball number 2. Now it's very cloudy here. That's the payoff pitch. It's strike 3. That will end the 6th inning. Valley Forge has 1 more inning to hold on to their lead. North Olmsted has been creeping, though, as it's Valley Forge 5, North Olmsted 4.
Godaway Sports is Northeast Ohio's new home for high school athletics. If you're interested in advertising with a company who is dedicated to covering our communities around the clock, then we encourage you to scan the QR code on screen or follow the link below to get your feet in on the ground floor and become a partner with Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away.
Start of the 7th inning here from the west side of Cleveland. It's going to be a very dramatic inning as North Olmsted trailing by a run 5-4, but Valley Forge going to be up to bat. Cody Schneid, your new batter, your new pitcher for North Olmsted, as number 12, Caleb Scarborough, heading up to the plate. Here it comes. That was hanging in way low, ball one. So 7:16 right now. Your first pitch was at 4:57, so we are currently about 2 hours and 19 minutes in. Now 2 hours and 20 minutes in as we hit 7:17, and now ball two. Ball three. And he's just going to walk. He's hobbling. So now we have Braden Hayter. Braden Hayter. Looks like Brady Lane's just heading back into the pitcher's mound. That's what was just a rough sequence for Cody Schneid. I don't know he's allowed to go back in. Looks like he is going back in. Looks like he's just stepping up to the plate. Practice pitch is needed. He's ready to go. Way outside. Ball one. And the throw. Jack up the second. Out! He is out of there. The nice little adjustment and the nice little redemption here for North Olmsted. So now we clear the bases. Yeah, I did not expect to see that. You see my cursor in the background. Here comes ball, strike number one. Waiter sitting at the 1-1. Brady Lane, curveball, strike two. Just being patient with it. Swing at it. You're going to tag him up. He's out. So, two away here in the top of the seventh as number 22, Miles Wisniewski. 0-1 on base. He's just all by his lonesome. And the curveball's in there. Some nicely positioned pitches. He's got the right angle, too. Brady Lane. He's not budging. It looks like he's a little bit outside that box. 1-1. With the chance to put this half inning away. He swung at it and missed. Trying to get a kind of Chase DeLauder-like swing. But now sitting at 1-2. Brady Lane trying to close out the half inning. Trying to get a shutout inning. This is the best case scenario here for North Olmsted. And it's in there. Hopper. So North Olmsted trailing a run. Brady Lane does his job. Now the batting needs to do their job. They trail Valley Forge heading into the bottom of the seventh, 5-4. Bottom of the seventh inning. This is do or die time here for North Olmsted. 8-11 on the year. Valley Forge trying to hold on for victory number one. Both these teams just getting ready, heading into tournament play as North Olmsted sends out Anthony D'Alessandro to lead things off. Nolan Orlowski still out there. Strike one. D'Alessandro. Well, has been a nice comeback so far here. But a foul upstairs will make it 0-2. Nice comeback here by North Olmsted the last 2 innings. With 4 unanswered runs, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Here comes a base hit. That is your tying run, Anthony D'Alessandro. He is going to head to second. He is going to be safe at second. So, North Olmsted in the driver's seat right now. Look to tie up the game with no one out. And now, number 30, Jack Berger. Got a sac fly his last at-bat. No one out, and hanging in low. Comes the bunt. Oh, he's going to be safe at third, your tying run. Jack Berger has to shake that off. No, he's going to head back to second. Looks like the count officially reads 1-2 for Jack Berger. Pitch. officially adjusted to 2-1. Swing and miss, evens up the count. And here it goes. They're gonna. No, it's off his glove. It's off his glove. He's gonna be safe. So that could be your game-winning run right there. So Valley Forge with a chance to just kind of put things away. No one outs. And number 1, Edward Peralta at the batter's plate. And here comes a high pop-up foul. 0-2. Now off the 0-2. It's into the field of play. It's deep enough. He caught it. He's going to go to third. That is your tie run at third. So runners at the corners with one away. At the batter's plate. The pitch outside. Now off the 1-0. In there for strike number 1. What's important here at Valley Forge, you got to make sure he doesn't go into the outfield. Because you are in a lot of danger zone here outside. So Valley Forge after, what was a game that ended in 4 innings yesterday? This game going a full 7 innings at least and 2-2. Oh, it's off of him. Takes time. It hit him. It whacked him. It's into the field of play. Here's your double play. Safe. No, he's out. Holy cow, no. What happened? I don't know what happened. What just happened? Runner safe at first. And we're tied at 5. And knotted up at 5. So it's going to be a huge discussion here. Cody Schneid sitting at the first base. And he will stay safe at first base. So your potential game-winning run. Strike. Here it goes. Foul. And that is going to be the head there to second. Safe. That is your game-winning run. Now off the 1-2. Chance to at least force extra innings here. It's a tip. And that's out. So, unfortunately, we do have to cut our stream early. I have other commitments. I have to go to work at 9. So, but we did see a fun 7 fun-filled innings here. So, I wish Cody Schnei the best of luck in his future endeavors, and I wish North Olmsted Eagles the best of luck in the extra innings. As we thank you for watching this presentation of Godaway Sports, tied up at 5. Unfortunately, apologies, we do have to end early, but fortunately, I have other commitments. So, if you want to follow Godaway Sports, you can follow us on our Instagram, you can follow us on our Twitter page and our YouTube page, and you can follow us on Facebook. But in the meantime, this is Noah Ricks signing off. Tied up at 5, North Olmsted and Valley Forge. Good night, everybody.
Godaway Sports and City View Sportscast thanks you for watching this presentation of high school athletics. For more coverage of your local teams, stay tuned to Godaway. Godaway Sports, we got away.